Last few weeks, the nation is greeted by so many reports on the social media and the mainstream media, which raises concern on the character and fitness of the candidate running for the post of presidency of the All Progressives Congress. You will recall that some years ago, the former managing director of Alpha Beta lodged a petition at the EFCC against the former governor of Lagos State and now a presidential candidate of APC, Asiwaju Bwala Tinubu. The petition involves massive corruption and misappropriation of funds belonging to the government of Lagos State, abuse of official office, conflict of interest. The petition, as you will all know, is with EFCC, and presumably after some years now, there is every assumption that the EFCC ought to have concluded the investigation on that case. And that's why we're calling on this meeting to request that the EFCC should address Nigeria on the outcome of that investigation. You would also recall that most recently, information circulated in the media space about a drug conviction on the Asiwaju Bola Tinubu by a court in Chicago, Illinois, in the United States of America, which led to him forfeiting over $400,000, like a conviction, and then he paid for the sentence on that conviction. We also know that today in Nigeria, opioid and most of this drug-related addiction has or is creating a national security threat to Nigeria. NDLEA is an example, and you saw also most recently NDLEA intercepted large volumes of cocaine. Till date, we know that they arraigned 1 or 2 persons, but they have not been able to address Nigeria on their investigation on that. How many people are involved, who is linked to it, and on this occasion we're calling on the NDLEA to address Nigeria as to the outcome of their investigation about the intercepted drug. You know also, because we raised that recently, that the candidate of All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and his people created a militia. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria we're seeing a political party creating a militant arm leading to election. And it is also predictable because it was shortly after his speech in London when he advised that his people should grab by all means necessary the process leading to election that they created this militia. Shortly after that, we have seen violence in Nigeria in different states, in different rallies, even in homes and in the streets. And we are calling on the law enforcement, especially the security and intelligence platforms of this country, to look into that, investigate, and if necessary, arrest anybody that is involved in the creation of a militia. We are also calling on the international community. We already know that a number of election observers international are in the country, the international community and the federal government, to look into this, because this is a threat to the peaceful conduct of election. You would also notice, gentlemen of the press, that recently a serving minister of ABC has written a letter to the agencies of government. And these agencies of government, if you look at our constitution, are members of the executive branch of government. In other words, he wrote a letter to members of the same branch to which he belonged and demanded that within 72 hours, they should prosecute a candidate running for presidency in Nigeria, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. In the press conference, they bragged about their powers and control of the law enforcement. In fact, he, while serving as a cabinet member and campaign spokesman, remember, as a cabinet member, he's being paid by the taxpayers' money. He's using the official privilege and the powers conferred on that office to intimidate agencies of government, including going to court and filing a case against the agent of the same branch of government to which he belongs. And this is happening at a time when the president told the world that he's going to deliver a legacy of free and fair election. In fact, recently, he was reported to have ordered that cabinet members should focus on governance so that those who are in politics should focus on politics. So now it's raising concern. People are beginning to wonder whether it is the president who is, by proxy, using this cabinet member to infiltrate or influence or intimidate the agency of government. And I think that we're calling on the president in order, because we believe that he's committed to delivering a fair and fair process, to immediately sack the Minister of State for Labor and Employment for abusing the office that he has, because that office is being paid for by taxpayers' money. And you cannot create confusion in that cabinet. There is also this threat to life, and I can tell you that because I myself have received threats from Asiwaju and his camp, and this is evident, is everywhere I've reported to law enforcement. A lot of people have been threatened. I am not surprised because a militia has been created, and I'm calling on the government to look into that. So finally, gentlemen of the press, there are many other wide range of issues that will come in the coming days, but this is just the introduction of what I have to say. I will yield the floor to our next speaker, who will in detail speak about the reason why we are here today. Thank you, sir.